I am in. I am in. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday Tidbits. Like, comment, let me know you can hear me. Let me know the video is doing well. Woo! How many of you guys are having bad hair days? I mean, really, it is the in-between stage. Need a haircut and a hair color, and it is absolutely crazy what this thing is doing. So I put it up. I haven't worn my hair like this since, I don't know, my early 20s. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. We are going to go into the subject of change. And I want to use Humpty Dumpty as that reference, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horsemen and all the king's men could not put Humpty together again, right? So what does Humpty represent for you in the subject of change? Are you sitting on top of the wall, expecting to be there forever? Things are going great. You've got a plan. Life is good, right? You've got control over everything. You're sitting up there just watching life go by you, right? And you're expecting to be there forever and ever and ever. Or are you stuck on the wall watching others live around you? Feeling like you're the outsider, feeling different, feeling like you can't participate, right? Are you sitting up there high with the idea of power over the minions around you? Is that your way of controlling your environment, controlling every nuance and ensuring that life isn't going to happen to you, right? But what does that really mean? I want to go into that in a little bit more. What does it mean to have life happen to you versus being in control, right? Where's the balance in that? We're going to go into the change and how the perception around change affects that particular one as well. Are you sitting in a time of reflection for what the future holds and for what once was? Are you kind of anticipating and visualizing and seeing the future, but you're not sure yet if you're ready to jump into it? So you're holding on to the future or the past. Are you sitting on the wall of opportunity, afraid of what's beyond the horizon, right? You're sitting there, you can see your dream, you can see the vision for your life, but you're afraid of what happens once you jump. Because once you get into the forest, it's difficult to see the vision through the trees. And that brings up a lot of fear for people, so they sit on the wall. Is that you? Are you holding on to the comforts that you're used to and afraid of actually jumping? Are you sitting up there afraid of who you might become? You know, identity is a really big piece to change. What happens when you do have to change? What happens to the old you when you start working on the new you? And what is that going to look like to everyone else around you? Right? So being Humpty, sitting on the wall can keep you safe, but it can also keep you small. So what's the impact of the fall, right? Humpty fell off the wall. He didn't jump. He didn't get helped. He fell off the wall. When he hit the ground, he shattered in a whole bunch of pieces, right? So what is the impact of the fall for you? How tall is your wall? Have you been sitting up there a really long time? And as you've been sitting there, the wall has gotten taller and taller and taller without you even knowing it, right? Makes that jump really high. It can be severe because your comfort zone is so grounded with where you are. Hi, Shelly. Nice to see you. Comment below. Let me know what you're thinking of the story. I'd like to know. So also, if you guys know anybody who wants to, that you should hear this, tag them. Invite them to watch the video with you as well, right? So how tall is your wall? Because the fall can be severe. It can feel severe, right? When we break apart and have to learn to do something different, it can hurt. We can be there crying, depressed, uncertain, right? Humpty was sitting there trying to figure out what can he do, because the kingsmen couldn't help him. The horses couldn't help him. And he was in a million pieces, but he was still alive. He was still sitting there needing to come up with a solution. He didn't ask for the change, right? This environment we are in has rattled the economy so hard that people are falling off their wall. Humpty has fallen off his wall. And now is the time to look at it from a perspective of change, right? He was forced to look at his life differently, right? He's sitting there, he's crying, he's hurt, he's depressed, he's ignorant to what to do next, has no idea of what to do next, and he feels alone. Yet, that inkling of light he had inside of him, that inkling of life that he saw while he was sitting on the wall, while he was observing all those around him, that inkling of knowledge that he gained just from watching, right, allowed him the courage. It allowed him the strength. And it allowed him to be able to say, I'm going to try this. I saw somebody do it. I'm going to try this. So he began picking up his pieces, one piece at a time, right? We can't put ourselves back together all at once. What's the likelihood of the stability of your being staying together if you threw it together with no glue, with no love, with no polishing, no tender loving care, right? He picked up his pieces one piece at a time. He looked at it. He learned from it. He polished it up, made it beautiful again. And then he found a place within him to where the piece fit. Sometimes our past, sometimes the other side of the wall has to go away, right? For us to be the people that we want to be, we have to let go of the old. And sometimes it means falling off the wall because we're too afraid to jump, right? We fall off the wall, we are forced to look at things different rather than jumping off the wall, right? So it was his willingness, his perseverance, his courage. It all activated the out-of-the-box thinking for him, right? I'm looking at my notes, making sure I get my points. So the world, Humpty knew no longer existed, right? It was no longer in sight for him. So he was holding on to the idea of what the other side of the wall was, but it was no longer there, right? If you have the wall and you let go of the past, it allows you, even though you have the idea of the past, it does allow you to look at it from the perspective of, what can I learn from that? But then how can I move forward, right? There's a great speaker, trying to think of his name, that I just watched recently. His name was Miles Morose. Miles Morose. He says, change is inevitable. Change is also the principle in life. That means that everything in our lives will change. And if we hold that as true, right? Change is consistent. Change is inevitable. Change is the only thing that we can count on in life. And when we use that as a perception in life, it allows us to keep those pieces polished, right? Because once we get put back together, once we're glued back together, we're polished up, we're shined, we want to maintain that, right? We want to maintain that because all our old habits, all those scars are still there. But when we keep polishing those pieces, we keep honing in on making them better, making us the best us that we can possibly live. The stronger the foundation, the stronger the body, the better the body is, the body and mind, right? So if we take the perception that change is inevitable, change is life, then when change shows up, our legs are stronger, right? Then we can jump off the wall, because not only are we standing on the wall instead of sitting, we're looking at all the options. We're standing up, we can see all the paths, right? That high level down. If I take that path, it's going to lead me there. If I take this path, it's going to lead me there. If I take this path, it's going to lead me there. How strong do my legs have to be, right? And then we can jump on the next wall. Then we're ready to choose a path. We're ready to pick up and move. Just the fact that we know that those paths are there, when we land on the ground with our strong legs, we're ready to start running, right? So what does Humpty represent for you? Take some time to reflect on it. What does change represent for you? Did you get pushed off the wall with the economy this time? Are you willing to pick up those pieces and really shine them up and look at them and learn from them and love on them? Because the more attention you give the pieces, the stronger person you're going to be. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the trainings. Please, please, please share the videos. Like them, comment on it. Let me know what else you'd like to learn. I just kind of come up with ideas based on conversations that I've heard, as well as things that people ask me to teach on. So leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to learn about. Being a life coach, I actually flex into many different areas. I flex into sometimes personal life if that's what's going on and it's affecting your finances, because just about every decision and every emotion, all 9 areas of life affects your finances. So I do touch on all 9 areas of life, and then we hone back in on the finances through the one-on-one coaching. Through the Financial Alignment Academy, we truly look at that mind piece, right? What Humpty represents is, where are you? Where are you with your life? Are you ready to take that leap? Are your legs strong enough to take that leap, right? And then what direction do we want to go in that's in alignment with who you are, what your mission is, your purpose in life, what do you want to get out of life, what's your vision for your life, family, dreams, spirituality, health, fitness, the overall goals for the 9 areas. And then how can you monetize that, right? Looking at that differently. And of course, you got to know where you are so that you can let go of that stress to be able to see the future. That's kind of what all the things that I go through with the Financial Alignment Academy. But I'm here for you. Leave some messages, leave some comments, like me. I will see you next Friday. Thank you and have a great one.